And welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller & Son Furniture. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. This is the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Doing well. Coming off a busy weekend, another weekend highlighted, both of us, graduations Friday night. My number 4 and in line, son Joe, and you guys, your beloved exchange student.
That's right.
So, yeah, and Aaron and I were just talking earlier off camera that there were folks sitting around me at Westerns saying, "My gosh, it seems like there's more people here than there have been in the past." I said it's because there's parents of Kokomo graduates here sitting in the air condition at Western streaming the graduation ceremony there.
I'll say, so I was a Northwestern kid, and that was my first ever graduation at Memorial. It was hot. There is no denying that. Friday was a scorcher in general. And then Memorial, without the lack of air conditioning, yes, that gym gets hot. However, I will say, props to the school. They were
do
efficient.
a good job, yeah, and they do a good job getting, keeping the air circulated.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sure, it's not, but at least the air circulated, and you're right, efficiency, keeping
They were efficient.
ceremony to, as long as they needed to properly honor and recognize them all. And so, yeah.
There were 2 student speeches that were really great, and we got lucky. So our exchange student, she had some sort of honor. She was like summa cum laude or something like that. Right?
That sounded like a fancy drink. She was part of the Latin honors program. She graduated summa cum laude.
So because of that,
we
got
latte?
like special tickets.
Summa cum latte.
We had like special tickets to be in the lower bowl of the Memorial Gym.
Yeah.
So the line blew my mind. So I dropped her off like right at 6, and there was already a line from the door of Memorial down the bridge.
That's what I heard, almost all the way to Vail.
That street. It was crazy. So we showed up, start at 7:30. We showed up at like 7:15, and like we had a seat. So we had like
nice
VIP, thanks to Rhea being really smart. Yeah. Apparently we didn't do anything. It was all Rhea.
We did well, and then somehow we lucked into these there was a seat that looked more like a step than a seat, but it was enough that the 2 of us could sit there. There was like front row seating, so we were
perfect.
It went,
very nice.
It was good.
Very lucky.
So congratulations to all the area graduates. Best wishes, Godspeed, and
also,
I'm sure they'll shine.
Side note, I gotta say this: the performances at Kokomo High School graduation. Oh,
I'm sure over the top. I bet
the vocal team, and then they had a string like quintet. Oh my gosh, they were so talented. It was so lovely. It was good.
It's over the top.
One of them was all seniors. Some of them were underclassmen, and it was just wonderful. They were great. So proud of them.
It was great.
That's why it's so easy to sell the schools here in Kokomo and Howard County to those that are looking to develop here and hopefully move here. We got great schools. Put them up against anyone in the state.
I will say this. I mean, obviously, because this is our second exchange student who's graduated as a senior. The first one graduated in 2020. So the festivities were a little different. Yeah. We got 90 seconds. We were the only people in the gym, and she walked across fully masked. Everybody else was pretty much in a hazmat suit. Yeah. And our family we were the only people there. 90 seconds. Screamed real loud. Yeah. Left.
That was cool how they did that.
They did a great job for what the cards that they were dealt, but. Just anyway, proud of them. It was so cool to see all of those international kids who have kind of like been around our house, and they're all grown ups now.
Cool.
Oh, good job, guys.
So Ray officially goes home tomorrow, and we're back to a family of 4.
I know.
The house is going to feel empty.
I'm not crying. You're crying, guys. I'm
okay. Oh,
it's rough. I am. Talk to me tomorrow. I'm going to be a heap.
It'll be a mess.
Yep.
So how was the rest of your weekend?
Busy. Knocked out some more graduation open houses, a handful on Saturday and a handful on Sunday. And so a lot of fun times spent with friends and my son's classmates, and even some Mayor's Youth Advisory students at theirs as well. So very good.
Love that.
It was fun.
Nice.
I ended up eating entirely too much. I mean, you got to have a little bit of everything. It's just a constant graze both days.
Oh, what's your favorite graduation? We call them graduation parties. You guys call them open houses. But like, what's your favorite open house food? Is there like traditional?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you see a lot of
just like
taco
cookout.
bars coming out, and pulled pork is pretty easy and such.
Just cookout food in general, I think.
Yeah.
Burgers, hot dogs.
Got it.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the cake. I mean, you got to sample the cake or cupcakes at each one. So,
oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about it, guys. Strawberry Festival was Friday.
It was on my list.
I'm so sorry.
Jeez.
Spoiler
Nice
alert.
lead in.
Taking my agenda.
I'll stop.
Hey, okay. Before you ruin anything else, I want to
sampled some fun treats.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to give a quick shout out to Robert Miller and
Yes.
Son Furniture for being the partner of the show, and then I'll let Aaron keep ruining some other things I want
Sorry,
to talk
guys.
about. If you're a fan of ethically made furniture with a focus on zero waste and time-honored craftsmanship, you'll definitely want to check out the selection of Maven furniture pieces at Robert Miller and Son Furniture. With a wide range of solid wood, hand-constructed Amish products, you're sure to find something you love. Call Robert Miller and Son at 765-450-7254 to learn more. Shout out to them.
Absolutely. Anything Amish made, man, that's
Solid
top
stuff.
notch, solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just want to say, people that are watching the show right now, I see you. Some of you are watching on a new page called Kokomo Post Kids.
How fun.
And welcome. That is the newest platform we've launched here on Facebook, the Kokomo Post network that we have. And welcome to the Kokomo Post Kids. I will say I'm really excited that you're watching over there because this page is going to be cool. This is something we've been talking about for a long time. And we finally feel confident. We've got some really good ad partners to help support it. It is going to be your number one source if you are a parent and have kids and you're always trying to figure out what is there to do in Kokomo. What can my kids do in Kokomo? There's never blah, 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 blah. This is the place you need to be. So go. If you're not there, I'm going to link it right now in the chat.
Good.
You can go over and never.
Boom.
Why am I even here? What is my purpose?
She's gonna give the dad joke at the end too.
I
so
bet
I don't
she
have
will.
To, I don't have to worry about that. So
we'll have
instead
her
of
talk about the
asking
Highmark
me,
Sign.
ask
You
her.
get out of it.
Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds good.
So anyway, she's got dad jokes over there. Yeah, go check out the Kokomo Post Kids. And if you're over there watching on that page, thank you so much for supporting it. We're almost at 1,000 followers already.
Cool.
We just launched it like last Friday.
Well, you guys, I mean, the post is already incredibly family friendly anyhow and fun. And so now you're just going to take it to another level.
Yeah, it's just
at
more
a shorter level.
It's just going to be more intentional about specific stuff for families because there's so much stuff that constantly the library. We're talking to them about some partnerships. You're involved in one of those, so you're going to see this guy's mug and more content over there too. So
I'll apologize now.
It's going to be fun. So thanks for liking and following that page. And if you're over there watching on that page now right now, I appreciate it. But also, if wherever you're watching this show from, make sure if you have any questions, we do have the Ask the Mayor segment that comes up very soon on this show.
So they'll be able to ask on both pages, right? So we can pull questions.
We're live
on
right
those
now
two.
on the Kokomo Post, the Kokomo Post Sports, and the Kokomo Post Kids. So we're live on all of them right now. So wherever you're watching, make sure if you have any questions for the mayor, just leave it in the chat below, and we'll go from there. Anyway, so yes, you were saying Strawberry Fest, huge success.
Oh my gosh,
huge success this year.
A little warm, but that just made people eat their strawberry shortcake quicker before the ice cream melted. But I mean, I loved seeing the buzz on the square, and folks not only there to enjoy the strawberry shortcake, kudos to the Downtown Association for that and all the volunteers that made it happen, but the number of vendors and the number of people that were visiting those vendor booths and buying trinkets or knickknacks or more food and such. I mean, Kyle was out throwing burgers. I mean, it was just a great. I mean, it has become one of our signature staple events in Kokomo.
Yeah, and Moore's Pie made all the shortcakes the year, and I've heard phenomenal reviews about the shortcake this year.
Yeah.
You spent some time in the dunk tank.
I did. I spent an hour, and yesterday morning I woke up and I could only bend my arm this far from pulling myself back up out of it. I went to brush my teeth, and I went, And so, and of course the tailbone from hitting, but no, I love it.
Sounds fun.
I love being taunted. I love taunting back. I love the kids that come up and talk trash, and the cute little girls that show up in their sparkle dresses and such, and they smile at you and like, oh, so cute, and then they're like firing
the balls in.
They sink you 4 out of 6 times. I'm like, wait a second. But no, a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and kudos to Community First for sponsoring the dunk tank and then giving those proceeds. This year was to CAM, Grenade Assisted Ministries, and so love that they do that. And support non-for-profit.
Love that. No, yeah, it was a good time. Like you said, really good weather, really good food. I saw a lot of new vendors this year that I had not seen in the past. It was cool that Sun King was down there.
Yeah.
That I saw, as well as like there was a coffee truck down there, I feel like, this year. There was just a whole bunch. I took a lap.
Yeah, there were like 17 food vendors. I mean, it was crazy. And it was so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
And they sold out quick. I mean, so it was a huge success. Love to see it. Yeah, downtown was crazy. It's one of those times a year. We're lucky there wasn't a Jackrabbits game.
I know.
Downtown is just
every once in a while
madhouse.
They do, but
First Friday, Strawberry Fest, Jackrabbits game, and Kokomo High School graduation all downtown. But it was crazy as it was. But it was a good time. Awesome. Well, I saw the city post about the Kokomo School Corporation, the free lunch program.
Yes.
So I wanted to give you a chance to talk about that too.
Yeah. So again, kudos to Kokomo School Corporation for offering this again at 2 sites, Carver Center and Garden Square Apartments. So one north and one kind of south, and they're free meals from, I think it's 11 to 1 or 11:30 to 1 or something. It's during the lunchtime, but it's open to any child 18 and under or 18 and younger from any school corporation. So knowing that, even though there are students or children inside the city of Kokomo and go to, take advantage of having the districts, kind of lifted that you can go to the county schools. Doesn't matter to the school, you're welcome to the free lunch.
So that is Carver Center from 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And then also Garden Square Apartments from 11 to 11:45.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay. Perfect.
Boom.
So kudos to the school corporation for Kokomo for taking advantage of that opportunity. It's funded by a grant, and so food insecurity is an issue, especially for a lot of the children that rely on the school lunches during the school year for one of their main staples each day, and so it's great that Kokomo's offering that to anyone.
Love that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right. Well, let's see if there's any questions that I have some before the show.
Okay.
I have multiple pages to watch now. So I'm like going
I thought you
through.
said, were you going to say multiple pages of questions?
No.
Ooh.
I have multiple Facebook pages to watch to make sure the questions come in. Like I said, if you have any question for the mayor, I know there's one topic that, there's a lot of chatter about in the Kokomo world that we've got a question for that. But if you have any questions from sidewalks to what was his favorite food at the Strawberry Festival, whatever it is, this is your shot to ask the mayor the question, and we'll try to get to all of them on the show. All right, first one. Let's just talk about it. First question, and this is from, I forget his name. Give me a second.
Going page to
I've
page.
had a crazy day. Hold on. Let me figure out, because his name is something I know because he asked the question. And I'm going to keep talking. Craig on Facebook.
Okay.
Craig on Facebook. He says, what can be done for local business owners regarding the 931 sign ordinance? Can there be grandfathering procedures or city assistance for any relocation of historic signs for locally owned businesses? Seems they've done payouts for businesses downtown to have appropriate signing. Hashtag Team Highmark. Hashtag Save the Sign. Hashtag South End. Hashtag Outside the Downtown Bubble. Lot of hashtags.
Okay.
So this is a big topic over the weekend. It kind of blew up about the Highmark
are there a
sign.
handful of other? So
not as of right now.
So the sign overlay district, the sign overlay district was imposed 7 years ago, I think, was placed into effect, and businesses. So it was the city administration's attempt or additional attempt to try and make the 931 corridor a little more aesthetically pleasing, in the hopes that there would be work with the state, with NDOT, to start removing guardrails to make, because a lot of people joke and say, okay, now with the bypass, constructing, 931 has kind of become Kokomo's main street as well, because a lot of folks coming in there and the intentionality that people have to go and frequent at the restaurants and retail and everything down through there shows that that it wasn't necessarily just a bypass, that pulling the larger heavy traffic off was going to kill business, that it actually they were able to sustain it and actually experienced growth in it. But regardless, it was a way to, like other communities, lower the signs so that, that corridor would be more aesthetically pleasing with the use of GPS. People can put store locations in and get directed to it. But anyway, so the overlay was imposed, and then businesses along the corridor had 4 years, I believe, to work toward lowering their signs. Now, those that are multi-tenant signs, I think a few of the posts on there said, well, the signs over across the way are still high. So, there's some that are still higher than the 8 feet restriction that was imposed, as because multi-tenant signs are exempt from that overlay district. So if you've got a sign that has 2 or more businesses advertising or listing their locations on it, then they are exempt from that. But there was, because that was expiring during COVID, we extended it for a couple more years, giving folks the opportunity to work towards it. So it's something that's been in the works for, again, like I said, about 7 years now. And I don't know if the folks that support Highmark, the owners of Highmark, if they've been working with the Planning Commission, in regards to the notifications that are received or such, since the Planning Commission has been the governing body, if you will, that's helping enforce that. But there's not, up until this weekend, there's not been any contact made to my office, the city administration offices, or such in regards to that particular sign. Yes, it's historic in nature, and there was going to be concern with that. So whether or not that can be grandfathered in, I'm up for discussion. As for assistance, there's been a handful of businesses down through there, the majority of which have already lowered those. If there are those that are still finding it financially impossible or difficult to do that, I'm sure we could talk with them. There's not a specific program, again, because a lot of the businesses have already done that. But that's something that we could, I guess, entertain a discussion on. But now with the resurgence, I don't know if the folks at the Highmark are finally, knowing that the end is in sight, because it's the end of this year, are reaching out to those, and they're rallying now. But up until this point, unless they've been contacting the Planning Commission, it was just this weekend that all of a sudden the attentions come to the Highmark sign. So it does look like something we can look at.
The way it blew up this weekend, it did look like it was a citizen ran campaign. Mm-hmm. I think people are, maybe are starting to see the other signs, and maybe somebody heard something, and it's like a citizen ran campaign. But it sounds like there might be a loophole. If it's more than one business on that sign, can somebody just
But doesn't it have to have already been a multiple business sign? No. Got it.
Folks.
Got it.
Highmark, rent a room to someone in your establishment as just an office, and put a permanent something about that also on the sign. Boom, sign saved. I just saved Kokomo.
Good night, everybody.
Just saying.
See you next week.
You said if it's multiple businesses on one sign, it's a loophole. I'll rent a room. I'll save Kokomo. Charge me like $20 a month rent. Anyway, do you want to get to another question, or?
No, hopefully I know I was kind of long-winded with the response, but and Craig and others probably may have already been aware of the overlay district and such, and yeah, there have been concerns with some of the locally owned businesses down through there, still wanting to compete with some of the national competitors, but all the national competitors are all, just about everybody's down. There's a few still holding out, but
signs aren't cheap either. I know you were talking about the financial aspect, and they have had multiple years now to make this change, and then it was even more because you extended it during COVID. Signage is not cheap though. So yeah, maybe there is some sort of program that can be created, or something, because Yeah. I mean, average small businesses, they don't have just a random 10 grand, to put into a new sign or something like that.
Also,
that isn't going to really.
Which is why the previous administration gave them the 4 years to plan and budget and such, and extended it.
Well, I think we're all saying it. That's such a cool sign. That's like our
it's
city's
our Vegas.
like exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. I want them to just can they just get a little axe and chop it off and then just take off that little.
We need to just, I don't know signs. I don't know the science of that and if it's possible, because it still would look cool shorter. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you keep the top part, if you can, because it's so big, it would take a lot of the parking lot, I bet.
I mean, you might be able, lowering it, because the sign height is 8 feet, and so I think it's still taller than 8 feet itself.
I think
if you bring it down.
I think it's 8.
It's exactly.
We should not measure. We should not.
Can you put it out there and kind of
just a trust
sit it on its side like the Hard Rock Cafe?
There's a metric situation. No, I think it's 8 feet. That's good.
There you go.
We're all agreed.
I measured it. I'm good with tape measures. I did it.
It's at 8 feet, and you can see the Kokomo Post South
satellite office.
South, yes.
That's TKP South.
Yep.
Down there.
That's
We're
the
renting
Kokomo
a
Post
broom
kids' office.
closet from the Highmark.
That's the Kokomo Post kids.
I'm just
office
saying,
right
folks,
there.
that sounds like a loophole to me. And this brain figured it out. So you're welcome, Kokomo. Here we go. Next question is from Lori on Facebook. We need another hospital for minor illnesses and injuries and make St. Joe a trauma hospital because there are no beds and people are out in the hallway with not bad illness, but bad enough to come here. This lady was bleeding for a month. She came here and they did nothing but take more blood. I don't care if she just had temporary health insurance. She needed an ultrasound. Okay. We needed some change to healthcare and hospitals. Well, Lori on Facebook.
Fortunately, we as a community are somewhat blessed to have 2 hospitals in town, where some smaller communities, smaller than us, cities, don't have a hospital at all, or many only have one or another, close by. So we're fortunate to have both. It's unfortunate that, that type of care was not given. There may be other circumstances around, but sure. I know it's, that with cost-cutting measures that some are kind of forced to take, or with the shortage of staff, whether it's nursing or even doctors. We've got surgeons that, come back and forth between their network, whether it's Ascension or whether it's community. So I'm sure if another hospital saw the need or saw the opportunity to provide that service, we could. I'd like to think, without having a conversation with the execs or the CEOs of both hospitals here locally, if they see an opportunity or a need to expand their services, but they definitely each have the facilities to do so. But I think unfortunately it comes down to staffing and the availability, and so we just have to continue to do things, I think, quality of life wise, and I think with the increase in populations coming, hopefully both hospitals will recognize that as well, and see a need corporate wise to staff both hospitals greater, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
What are those other places not Med One, but there's a few of other quick.
That used to be Med One, Med Express. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the only
urgent care
one.
Yeah,
I think that's the only
because that seems
facility.
Like what she's asking about is for minor illnesses and injuries. Can those places? Is that something those places handle?
I would think so, but I've heard because there's only a few, or that Med Express, I think his name, it may be the only one.
I don't think it's Med Express anymore, and that one is no longer a walk-in.
Really?
Clinic. That is a by appointment only. It does. It says walk-in on the side, but it is no longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
that's a.
We'll continue to have conversations with the hospitals. To express our desire to have them provide as many services as they can. Gotcha. But we are blessed to have 2 quality hospitals in Kokomo as opposed to just a single one trying to take care of everybody.
Next question is from Chris on Facebook. Could we possibly have a special needs prom again in Kokomo? Always a great time, like Tim Tebow's charity night to shine. Please, would it be a great opportunity for people with special needs to go to prom with limos, red carpets, and music?
I think Buena Vista, which I think is now
correct,
DSI, correct.
Yeah, I think they still plan one every year. I was thinking if there was another organization that did, but I know that they do have a special event for some of their clients and their families and such. So I know they currently, so he's saying he wanted an extra one, an additional one.
I think he might be referencing the one that was a night to shine from the Tim Tebow Foundation.
That was a church event, I believe.
Yes,
right?
I think it was the Tebow Foundation granted
and
churches,
the church did,
some funds and had some guidelines around how to put on that specific prom.
Got it.
Yeah.
But I do believe there's still I think it is a Buena Vista or a DSI run.
I think it's a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, that wasn't a city event. That was hosted by a local church in partnership with Buena Vista.
But yeah, we'd be happy to talk to either DSI or some of these foundations and see if there are opportunities that they've worked with municipalities as opposed to nonprofits or churches to do. So we have such a great faith-based network in town that does provide events and such for either children, teenagers, or individuals with special needs. So never hurts to look into the possibility of another one.
Did you go to prom?
I did go to prom.
Both of them? Junior and senior?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a sophomore.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
You got asked?
I got asked by the captain of the girls basketball team.
Oh my goodness.
She had to drive me to prom though.
That makes sense.
Cool.
I went to my junior prom and then my senior prom. I actually went to Western senior prom. I didn't actually go to Northwestern senior prom.
Cool.
Yeah. Some girl was desperate for a date, so I got thrown into it.
Well, but what a lot of the kids are doing these last handful of years seems like, they just go with their friends. And so they don't necessarily have dates, or there's like a handful of guys and a handful of girls. Like, let's just all head
Prom's
together.
not
Nobody's
cheap
with each
either.
other.
And I would have had to buy another. There wasn't someone out there I wanted to spend that money on. I hadn't met you.
Aww. Yep.
So maybe we need. So you're saying we need to have a second chance prom so you can take.
There's an adult prom coming up. No, there's not been talks about one. There's one coming up on the 10th. I think.
Who's doing it?
Is it Elite? Let me look.
Elite's doing it.
Hold please.
Hold please.
Did you have some crazy colored suit? Do you remember?
It was gray. My senior year, yeah, had a silver type of undertone to it.
Oh.
Yes, Elite Event Center.
Well, there you go.
Coming up on Saturday the 10th, there's an adult prom from 8 p.m.
Well,
to midnight.
there you go.
This weekend?
Yes, $25 per person, $45 per couple. See?
That was cheaper.
Well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive.
DJ, dancing, hors d'oeuvres, cash bar. Cash bar makes it better, probably, than your prom.